The Astros have traded right-handed pitcher and former Alamo Heights pitcher Forrest Whitley to the Tampa Bay Rays for cash considerations. The former first-round pick was drafted by the Astros in 2016 with the 17th pick. The Indiana Pacers lead the Oklahoma City Thunder 2-1. Game 4 of that series is tonight. Pregame starts at 6:30.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That goal is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pleasure wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pleasure. Now, here's Pledge.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pleasure. Thanks for joining me, however you may be joining me, whether that's on 94.1 on your FM dial. If you happen to be locked in listening at sasportstar.com via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or if you're watching on YouTube, that's right, we stream all of our shows live via YouTube. Just go there, search SA Sports Star. Go ahead and like, subscribe while you're at it. I appreciate it. Helps the algorithm. You can comment along with the show there. Sam, Fred Records, Ms. Becky, Fred Villarreal, already in the chat. And of course, you can always call in the old-fashioned way if you want to continue the conversation. 210-656-ESPN, 210-656-3776. I appreciate all y'all for running through tonight. It has been a fantastic Friday the 13th here at the Radio Ranch because me and Joe had a great day today. Fantastic shows. U.S. Open weekend, ready for this weekend, actually. Got some rain. Hopefully the lake fills up. Just very, very much Sam saying John hates Wimby. Of course, a caller called Joe Reinigle John today, and that's been a thing in our YouTube chat all day long. Tons to get into. Mini camps have wrapped up, but the most curious thing about mini camps has been these Cincinnati Bengals and the way they've handled their contracts. It's been a bleep show, to say the least. Whether it's Trey Hendrickson or even recently the guy they've just drafted to replace Trey Hendrickson, you would think, in former Texas A&M Fighting Aggie Shamar Stewart, who also is not signed because the Bengals are doing Bengal things. The Morning Huddle, AJ, Rob, they were talking about it this morning, and it has been comedic, to say the least.
I've mentioned the Shamar Stewart stuff. I do love that we are now of the time where we can start talking National Football League. My favorite game, the game of football, the game of professional football. You mentioned this, but it is almost like with the Trey Hendrickson thing, and there's not an end in sight. I don't know if Trey Hendrickson's gonna. I imagine he will. I don't know if he said, I'm not going to play for the Bengals under this contract. So he's scheduled to make $16 million. Has not attended any voluntary offseason stuff. He skipped the mandatory minicamp, which means by missing those 3 days, it's a little under $105,000 fine. He's like, whatever, I don't care. The Bengals reached out to his camp before the start of the minicamp, which Hendrickson said was the first dialogue between the parties in several weeks, and no progress was made.
Dude, they don't want you, man. They don't want you. And if they wanted you, they're going to pay you. Get over it. You're not going to get paid. You're not going to get paid. They don't want to pay you. They're not going to pay you.
It was here's what happened. Okay, he got a 1-year contract extension for $21 million in July of 23.
Mm-hmm.
even though he had 2 years left on his deal, because he had outperformed the deal that he signed in free agency. He's 4 year, $60 million contract. That's what he had signed. And then he made a trade request last offseason because they said, we're not going to address your contract. So he said, pay me or trade me at the beginning of this offseason, got permission to seek a trade in early March. And the Bengals were reportedly looking for more than a first-round pick. And Hendrickson's ability to shop himself to other teams came with the escalation of the market for pass rushers. Max Crosby,
everybody got paid.
3 years, $106 million. Myles Garrett, $40 million a year, less than a week after that. So, I mean, the money's now Danielle Hunter, who isn't on the level of those players. Well, doesn't matter. 2 year, $49 million got extended by a year for 35.6 to keep him up for another year. So the Bengals are offering in the $28 million per year neighborhood. Now, if I'm Trey Hendrickson and I'm seeing, so Max Crosby just got 35 and a half. Myles Garrett just got 40, and you're wanting me to take 28.
Yep.
It doesn't seem right. Now, part of this is his own fault, because if he wouldn't have signed that one extension,
He'd be gone now.
he'd be a free agent right now, although maybe they would have franchise tagged him. I don't know, but he would have been.
Well, if he'd gotten franchised, he'd be bought where he wants to be.
Yeah, but he would have gotten all this money that Max Crosby and Myles Garrett are getting. But he did do it.
Is he that good? First of all, let's answer the question, because I'm not sure he is of that level. I think he's really good. I do. I think he's a solid A-level NFL tackle edge rusher. He is. But is he a $35 million dude? I don't know.
Trey Hendrickson joined a list this last season.
I agree. And the last two have been extraordinary.
Mark Gastineau, Reggie White, J.J. Watt. Those are the other three players in the history of the NFL, and now Trey Hendrickson, to have consecutive seasons with at least 17 and a half sacks.
It's crazy. But for some reason, I can see why the Bengals are like, I know those numbers tell me that, but I'm not sure you play to that level. I think he has to accept the fact
because
they
the
don't believe
team defensively is bad. It's easy to go, well, how good is he? How
exactly? And even though you did do that, our defense still sucks. So, I mean, are we going to suck worse if you're not here? I mean, this team's about scoring points. That's all we care about. He has to accept the fact that they're not going to do it. So his answer to this is, how do I get out of here as fast as possible? That's the only way he's ever going to get right, because they're not going to do right by him. They don't want him. They'll accept him for a bargain basement price. And if he's smart, he does everything he can to get himself out of Cincinnati.
I tend to think so too. But the Bengals need to make something happen ASAP.
They don't care.
Then they're going to lose this guy and get nothing in return.
And I think Shamar is also part of this story. I think that the players are looking at this, and Shamar's looking at this and like, you think I'm not going to go for every possible thing I can get from you, because I know that you will rob me the moment I turn my head, the moment I'm not paying attention, the moment you can, your hand will be in my pocket. So I'm going to do everything I can. I'm learning from Henderson. My best dream is to be him, and look what's happened to him.
Is TJ Watt going to get $40 million a year?
Yes.
Is Micah Parsons going to get $40 million a year? Trey Hendrickson's looking at that going, I should get $40 million a year.
And he's not going to get it from the Bengals.
So I mean, this may end up with him sitting out a season, which is wild. But I think that's what
I'd play for this year. I mean, you're kind of stuck, but don't sign nothing. Don't talk to him. And this is business. And I'm out of here. I am gone the moment I can. I'm gonna do everything I can as a teammate. I mean, you still got to go play and win, put some film out there, but I ain't coming back.
Just to put some things into perspective, Myles Garrett was responsible for 34% of the Browns' sacks last year. TJ Watt was responsible for 29% of Pittsburgh's sacks. Daniil Hunter was responsible for 19% of Houston's sacks last year. Trey Hendrickson was responsible for 49% of the Bengals sacks last year. The Bengals had 35 sacks, or no, they had 36 sacks, sorry. And Trey Hendrickson had 17 and a half of them. Like,
and they weren't, and our defense sucks. I think that's what they're saying. You're right, but it doesn't help us in the long run. So why am I going to pay you more?
I mean, obviously, if you're not on a rookie deal, you get fined $50,000 a day for training camp. Like, we're talking about you missed training camp. Now we're talking about $2 million.
And those are enforced. There's no getting around those now. Those are garnished right out of your check. They can't waive them.
But the thing is, if you sit out the entire season, then the Bengals would have the contract told, and then
no, he can't sit out.
No,
but you don't negotiate. Just know I got to get through this year.
Yeah.
Go buy an insurance policy. I'd go call Lloyd's and insure myself for 5 years of what I expect. Plop down most of this year's salary just in case, and wait to go make my big money next year.
We talked about this yesterday with baseball, like the franchises that players in that anonymous poll look at as franchises we want to deal with, franchises we don't. This offseason is making people look at the Bengals and go, no, I'm good. I'm good.
I mean, the Bengals franchise has always kind of been that. I was shocked that they paid Burrow, Chase, and T. Higgins, knowing the history of that franchise and how much money they're willing to commit up front. But when it comes to Shamar Stewart, they're trying to insert language into a rookie deal that's not in any other contract. And Evan Stewart should not by any means bend to the will of that. Like, sit it out, go back into the draft next year, get drafted again. If you lose money, so be it. Just train, go back in next year, because I don't think it's worth it to start that process of teams being able to take back the control. That now with Hendrickson, I don't know if he's a $40 million guy. I don't think I would want my team to pay him that. But if you believe you can get that somewhere, go get it. The problem is you're under contract. I understand you feel you're underpaid. But if they're not going to pay you and you've already signed this contract and outperformed it, and you know they're not going, you signed a contract. Yeah, like you are still under contract. So that is a thing. I understand using your leverage to hold out to spur action, but you are still under contract. So I lean both sides on this. I understand the players, their leverage that they use, but at the end of the day, I understand that you also have signed a contract and are, agreed to that contract. The term, the length, all of these things, those are things that you agreed to. And so I think you should play it out. Now, if you sit out all through training camp and incur the fines, whatever it may be, but become a free agent at the end of the year and, do what you did this year again, and your value will be exactly what you think it is. And a bunch of teams, like if they franchise tag you, then you have, I think, the full weight of I'm going to sit out. I'm not going to play next year under this franchise tag, et cetera, et cetera. But right now, you have put yourself in a very, very unenviable light, because I understand that the Bengals don't want to pay you. I understand they're not going to give you, especially at $28 million, what you feel you're worth. At some point, you got to shop yourself. You got to go make it somewhere else. You got to come to an agreement on a contract so that other teams can pay you. And I get that you're 30 years old, and that's going to be different than paying someone who's 25 or 28. But maybe you feel like you're worth at least 35 or 3, and the Bengals aren't going north of the 30 number, and you've got to figure it out from there. But it's the Bengals are always going to Bengal, it feels like. And the fact that they've done this with Trey Hendrickson, I get it. What they're doing to Shamar Stewart feels criminal in a sense. You are trying to take money out of this man's pocket before he has even joined the league. Rookie contracts are cut, paste, cookie cutter, and you're trying to add verbiage into it. That's why you have agents to read over that. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. What do you think about how this is being handled? Are you on the Hendrickson side? Are you on the Shamar Stewart side? Or are you on the Bengals side? And how would you feel it was happening to your team, whoever your team may be? I know earlier I saw a Vikings fan. I saw the man who called Joe John on the air today. Vinny is actually in the YouTube chat. So he is just now finding out about the aftermath of his comments earlier. And Vinny, I want to thank you for the content because it was hysterical to me. Sam says the players union has to step in on this one with the Bengals, and maybe they do. Now I don't think there's anything they can do with Trey Hendrickson. That's just, they're not coming to terms on the same number. When it comes to the rookie and Shamar Stewart, I think there is a leg to stand on there. What say you? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. When we come back, I'm going to get you ready for tonight's Game 4. Have we disrespected them enough? Are we ready to go in on the Pacers? Can they take Game 4 and take complete control of this series while they still have home court advantage? We'll discuss next, right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
The basketball playoffs are wrapping up, but the action is still heating up on PrizePicks, the best place to cash in on your favorite sports. The app is simple to use. Pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 2,000 times your cash. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use the code ROAM and get $50 in bonus promo funds instantly when you play $5. That's code ROAM on PrizePicks to get $50 in bonus promo funds instantly when you play $5. Win or lose, you get the $50 bonus credit just for playing. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks, run your game. You do have to be present in certain states. Visit PrizePicks.com for restrictions and details.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-7147. 800-575-7147. That's 800-575-7147 or simply visit TRA.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Hey, bills happen. So when you need extra cash fast, go to billshappen.com. Have you been turned down? Are your credit cards maxed out? Do you have bad credit? Go to billshappen.com. Job and a checking account. You can find a lender and get up to $5,000 cash as early as tomorrow at billshappen.com. Billshappen.com is the smart way to get a personal lender now. So if you need extra money for car repairs, medical bills, family emergencies, whatever you need cash for, go to billshappen.com and you can get the money you need as soon as the next day, up to $5,000. At billshappen.com, our process is safe, secure, and all online. No one to deal with in person. And Bills Happen does not charge you any fees to use our service. It's easy. When you need a lender, just remember, when bills happen, go to billshappen.com. Billshappen.com for the cash you need now. Billshappen.com.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly. B21.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, we prepare our bodies
for Game 5 of the NBA Finals.
How did they do it? How did we get here? And we're talking about a finals that might not ever end. We got basketball. Oh, my goodness. Are the Spurs going to make a deal, or did they make it? Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pleasure. Appreciate y'all for riding through with me tonight as we get you ready for Pacers Thunder Game 4 right here on San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the NBA Finals. Sam, as regards to our last comment about how the Bengals are handling their pass rushers, plural, whether it's Trey Hendrickson or Shamar Stewart, he said Trey, no, Stewart, yes, as in who do you side with? And Trey, like, he doesn't really have a leg to stand on. He signed a contract. He is beholden to kind of that contract. But Shamar Stewart, first year in the league, rookie contracts are supposed to be cut and paste. He said first rounders have been fully guaranteed money since 2011. Sam Bradford, that is right. And they've all agreed to scale money. They're supposed to be very simple contracts, which is why we don't see this anymore in the NFL. Yet the Bengals are somehow making this a thing again. So, you know, bungle's going to bungle every single time. As it comes to tonight's game, well, who you got? Fred Real says he's going all in on the Pacers. I get it, my man. Pacers have basically made everybody like me who was saying Thunder in 5 eat their words because they have played at an insane level and they've been doing it on both sides of the court. Now, have the Thunder exacerbated things with some missed free throws and just not putting things away? Absolutely. Miss Becky, all in on the Pacers as well. She says she hopes they win it. And I get it. But the Pacers, give their defense credit. They have locked down SGA, kept them under 30 for the first time this postseason. Like they did their job and are trying to make other people beat them. And at the end of these games, there's a lot being made of how Shea looks gassed. And Shea was actually asked about how they are wearing him down throughout the course of the game. And gotta love Shea's reaction to this, man. He says, doesn't matter. Suck it up.
You got to suck it up. You have to, there's maximum 4 games left in the season. And it's what you work the whole season for. It's what you work all summer for. So the way I see it is you gotta suck it up, get it done, and try to get a win.
Entire chat on YouTube, all in on the Pacers. I see Fred Records with the Pacers. Cougs say, yep, all they got to do is win at home. And that's one tonight and another one coming up in game 6 because it goes in the finals. It goes 2-2, 1-1-1. It is not the 2-3-2 we are used to. So J4 says, OKC still winning the title. It's all in the script. While I don't believe in scripts, I do believe in Oklahoma City. I do believe their defense is legit. I do believe that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the MVP. I do think that guys like Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren can pick up the slack. They just haven't to this point, and it's kind of been Shai by himself almost. I mean, the game they won, game 2, it was Alex Caruso that actually went off for them. So I do believe that there's a path for Oklahoma City, but they've got to start playing better or they will lose this series. Now, as it comes to losing 2 games in a row, it's very hard to predict OKC to win or lose multiple games in a row. And I do see them bouncing back tonight. I think there's a bad taste in their mouth, and I think they've got to get this one here, or they're going to be in huge trouble because winning 3 straight, including 1 in Gamebridge Fieldhouse, is going to be very tough for them. So they've got to get it through. J4 saying Hallie may be Big Shot Bob, though, and you're not wrong about that. Hallie may be Big Shot Bob all of a sudden because he has come up with the big shot time and time and time again this postseason. Can he do it again? Or does Oklahoma City do what they did in game 2 and not give them the chance to come up with that late game magic? It's all going to be found out here in just a few minutes. We've got the postgame show coming up next here on your home for the NBA final, or excuse me, the pregame show, pregame show right here on San Antonio Sports Star. I appreciate all y'all for riding through with me tonight. This has been a fun week. We will see you on Monday. Happy Father's Day to all y'all out there celebrating this weekend. I hope you have a fantastic one. We'll see you on Monday. Call and check on those that love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
94.1 FM.
June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Violence prevention is injury prevention.
911, what's your emergency?
Keep guns locked, secure, and out of reach of children. Firearms are the leading cause of death for people under 20. Never leave a gun in your vehicle. Stolen firearms are often used in other crimes. In a moment of conflict, don't let a split decision become a lifetime of regret. Never celebrate with gunfire.